Hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. I'm once again going to be talking about the retail side of Sunderland AFC. Today, the club officially announced its plans to move the ticket office from the ground floor of Black Cat's house, moving the ticket sales onto the east stand of the stadium and subsequently moving the club shop onto the ground floor of Black Cat House. Now, this idea was first floated by Stuart Donald back in 2018 when he was popular and he was doing the Roker Report podcasts. He first mentioned the idea, citing that the club shop was in the wrong place. It's on the other side of the ground. Not many people walk past it. It's quite isolated. And having it in the Black Cat's house, you get more people passing it on a match day. It's easier for parking on non-match days. It sounded plausible. For all of Stuart Donald's faults and the issues we had with him, he was absolutely bang on with that. And the club actually applied for planning permission back in 2018. Now, the materials I'm going to look at here are on Sunderland City Council's website. Now, this is all in the public domain. I'm not showing any top secret information here. There's nothing here that's classified. It's all in the public domain. It's all for everyone to see. So there's numerous documents on here, but the one I want to look at is this one, Design and Access Statement. So it's an 8-page statement. It begins with an introduction and a design brief. The design brief states, this design brief is to create a more modern and usable ticket office with the introduction of the club shop into one practical area on the ground floor. The current club shop is located at the front of the Stadium of Light, but is isolated and inaccessible on non-match days. Black Cat's house was opened and completed in 1997, 21 years ago. It's now a little dated and requires an external uplift. There's a little description of the site here. I think everyone watching this video is familiar with the site. We all know that the Black Cat's house is there by the roundabout, surrounded by lots and lots of car parking spaces. You can imagine, you can just see there how much easier it is. And the amount of people on a match day, if you've got 40,000 people coming to the stadium, you've got so many more coming from this direction, passing the Black Cat's house. So having the club shop there, you're going to attract more people to the shop and hopefully get more sales. Then we have some site photos of Black Cat's house back in 2018. Okay, so here's the proposal. Now there's a couple of photos of Chelsea, Man United, Bayern Munich's mega stores for comparison. The concept is to introduce the club sales shop within the ticket sales area and have one commercial sales area on the ground floor which is prominent. Internal walls will be demolished to create a large open plan modern layout. Having the club sales and ticket sales combined in a more prominent location will provide a better experience for the fans and a more viable solution for the club. Now that was based on 2018. Obviously things have changed now. The club have moved ticket sales more online, which is probably why they've decided to move the ticket sales out of the house completely and have presumably a much smaller concession on the east stand where panel 8 of the bricks currently are. What we're going to get in comparison to this initial application is much more emphasis on the retail side of it than the ticket sales. Now I'm going to skip to page 8. Now here we see some concept art of what Black Cat's house looks like now with the brown brickwork, and look at that concept of the new design. White rendering on those walls just to make it look a bit brighter, a bit more modern. But the biggest difference, and the one that the fans will benefit from the most, look at those windows at the bottom. Absolutely massive windows on that ground floor, just letting all that natural light into the big open space. Anyone who's been to the current shop will know that there's only light entering at the entrance, and then as you walk in it's a bit like a tunnel. Once you get to the end, it's quite dark. Here, you've got all that natural light all across, making a nice, big, brighter, open space for fans to go and buy the merchandise they want, tourists to get souvenirs, kids, they're walking past the Black Cat's house, they see that mannequin in that new window wearing the new Hummel third kit, they say, "Dad, I want that." And the dad goes, "Oh, all right, son, I'll spend £100 on a kit that's only going to fit you for 1 year." It's brilliant. It looks absolutely fantastic. I can imagine all the products in those windows just lining up, just advertising to people walking past. encouraging people to come in the shop and spend money on the club. It's absolutely brilliant. And then if I go back to page 7, here we have a drawing of a potential floor plan. See those nice new big windows, dropped windowsill to create a new full height window all across that wall. You have 4 entrances. There's a huge retail counter, 14 tills. Now, of course, this was based on the principle that retail and tickets would be combined. So some of these tills would have been purely for tickets. That's not going to be the case going forward. So maybe it might be a smaller counter. Maybe there might be tills just for shirt printing or something. I don't know. But this looks great. The current shop we have at the moment, I always felt was geared more towards non-match days. Hence why on match days it gets flooded. This one looks much more geared towards a match day. More room for people, more room for staff to serve the customers. It looks absolutely fantastic. I think it looks brilliant. I think this is a real game changer in Sunderland's retail operation here. David Bruce has struck again. Of course, this is all based on the 2018 application. The new application, it will be different, but hopefully this gives a good idea of how it's going to look. And if it's anything like this, they're on to a winner. I can't see any negatives to this at all. Of course, there's the ticket concession stand, which we're going to see in the East Stand. We don't know what that looks like yet, but I'm sure we will soon. And I dare say I'll make a video about that. This is really exciting stuff. So, are you excited? Comment and let me know. See you next time. Thanks.